Yeah, he asked the girl if there was like Hawaiian discount because, like I'm Hawaiian blood, but blah, 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 blah. And so like I literally turned to my girlfriend. I'm like, I want to start a clothing brand and offer Hawaiian discount. Like that's legit. Like that's a real question. And so from there, I just felt like this, like overwhelming, like want to start something to represent the Hawaiian people, and to perpetuate like the Hawaiian culture, to educate those about the Hawaiian monarchy, the Hawaiian history, and all of that.
And it's called Highness Hawaii.
Yes.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Pack podcast, brought to you by Pacific Ave Company. So a lot of you guys don't know that this podcast is a part of Pacific Ave Company. Some people think that it's just a sponsor, yada, yada, but it's the podcast for that company called Pacific Ave Company, also known as PAC. But as you guys know, my name is Starr. I'm the host. I'm the owner of the company and the podcast, everything. Kaleo Hedo obviously is only here for the virtual episodes. But eventually we're going to come together and we're going to, do it in person, whenever we can, because flights are expensive. You already know, especially flying back to Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? But enough about me. You guys already know who I am. Just real quick, we have a guest here tonight. Obviously, you can see. But before we get into a little bit more about our beautiful guest here, let me tell you a little bit about Pacific Ave Company. So, PAC, a.k.a. Pacific Ave, right, is a brand, is a movement fostering unity within all of our Pacific Islanders. So, Polynesians, Melanesians, Micronesians, everybody within each island, we want to promote unity within each other. That way we don't forget where we came from. So yes, we all have our unique individual cultures, but we are a part of a bigger heritage. So that's kind of what the brand is about. And this is what we do here at the podcast, where we bring on different islanders from each island and, just allow them to share their story, use this platform to share their story on in their life, their journey, all the ups and downs that they've been through and just their experiences. So just to, so others can see, what we go through, as islanders, as brown people, or whatever you want to call it. Right. So this is episode 44. And, we, obviously we have our guest here. Let me introduce you real quick. So, Miss Moanike'ala Gerard, all the way from Maui. She is an entrepreneur, business owner, and graphic designer. She has like a lot of things on her list of what she is, but welcome on in, Miss Moani. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me on this podcast. This podcast it's amazing what you're doing in the communities, and I fully support it, and I look forward to, following the journey of the podcast and having more people on here.
For sure. I'm glad. So you I think you'd telling me before you listened to or watched a few of the episodes, right?
Yes, I did.
Which is like mind blowing for me. Like I'm making stuff, like I don't actually think that people are actually watching it, but from time to time people are like, hey, I like this episode, or I liked what you said this, or yada yada. Or there's a lot of those people that like, oh, I've only seen the clips on the social media, which is fine too. You know what I mean?
Right.
As long as some kind of message is getting through, right? But no, I appreciate the support. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. Like, especially being away from the islands, like we're gonna support each other, small business or not. You know what I mean? If you don't have a business, I'm still gonna support you because I know you're brown. I don't know you islander. You know what I mean? So nervous.
A little bit, but I mean, once you get me talking, I'll just keep going. I might talk over you.
And I mean that's okay. That's okay, for real. Cause like sometimes I'll go listen back to a lot of my previous episodes, and then I'm like, damn, Starr, like shut up. Like, you're talking too exactly. You're talking too much. Like you already got your point across. Like I have a habit of doing that. Like I keep trying to prove my point.
No, me too. Like 5 times I'll re-say it in different ways.
Yeah, for real, man. God, is it me or is it really hot here?
No,
Oh,
it's
it's crazy. There's no way. Anyway, so it's about that time. Let's get to know Moani a little bit more. And we like to do this with every guest, right? This is questions roulette. So this is kind of like the icebreaker. You know, one of our guests was saying that like, ooh, I could use this on like, you know, when I go out on dates, because it's like it's, these type of questions, you know, is kind of cool to kind of really know what type of person they are. So, are you ready?
Yeah, definitely not. What's your favorite color?
No, those are
First question.
baby boomer questions, right? Those are I don't know why it's important. You know, I'm like, who cares if you like the same color? Anyway, let's get on to the question. So we're gonna get into it. I'm starting off with a banger. Yes or no? Pineapple on pizza.
No, 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 I can't. That's disgusting to me. I'll pick it off and I won't even really eat the pizza. I can still taste like the pineapple flavor.
Pineapple. So here, so I say it like this. I like sweet and savory, and you know I like different types of foods, right? And then I like combinations. So whenever that question is always brought up, I'm always like, I like the pineapple on pizza, but does it belong there? No.
No.
You know what
And
I'm
then to
saying?
call it Hawaiian, what part of it?
Yeah, that's a whole nother story about, you know, pineapple.
Was it born and raised
No.
in Hawaii?
The pizza itself? No. And then also, if you guys didn't know, pineapple is not even indigenous to Hawaii either.
No, it's
So moving on. Is it soda or pop?
It's soda. I think pop is like a southern term,
Yeah.
terminology.
Most definitely. Okay, so dream kitchen or dream backyard?
Dream kitchen because I love to cook.
Automatic.
You will
Same
not
with
see me in the backyard raking leaves or cutting the grass. But
Unless you're a cuer. You're a barbecuer.
okay, yeah, but that's not a kitchen. I'd rather have a kitchen.
It's an outdoor kitchen, right?
Yeah, like those big, like you know, like those refrigerators that like you push the door.
Oh,
That's like
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know.
not in this lifetime, but in my dreams, right?
Here's the killer: Beyonce or Rihanna?
Rihanna.
Automatic, all day, every day, all day, every day. Give me a
On
fist
the
bump.
replay.
All right, here's one too: Pikachu or Squirtle?
Okay, to be honest, I'm not a Pokemon fan, but I will say Squirtle because
Bro,
it's a turtle and
I see where you went there.
turtles.
Sorry for all you viewers that just heard that. That's, you know, like, get at her at the comments. All right. For the record, I wouldn't know because I love Pikachu and I love Squirtle. It's, anyways. Next question. Here's one that's interesting: Poke from Foodland or Tamura's?
So that's hard.
It's hard. It's like they have their good and bad days.
Yeah. I mean, so honestly, Foodland has more options.
Right.
So I'd have to go with Foodland because I get like the kamaboko.
Oh, okay.
I always get that.
Okay. I like Tamura's because it's like, I don't know, it tastes like it's a little more fresh. Whereas Foodland is more, I was gonna say manufactured, more like fast food-ish food. Where I don't know.
I guess so.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure Foodland, I mean, if you guys do, then you guys can cut me off. But I'm pretty sure Foodland don't get their stuff straight from the pier compared to like Tomorrow's. They probably do.
Yeah, probably.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you do Foodland, then good on you. You can cut me off, or you can just sponsor this podcast. Ha, see what I did there? Then we can do some taste testing on the podcast.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Right? In Arizona.
Yep.
I mean, we can't ship it here. It's gonna, anyways. Let's go next one. Read minds or invisibility?
I would say invisibility because I don't think you need to necessarily read minds. Like you can read body language, and that is reading their mind.
That's a good point. I never really thought of it like that.
I mean, you can read someone's mind by their facial expressions, like the way they are acting. You know,
Honestly, I never
invisibility.
really.
I mean, what?
Yeah, you can go rob a bank.
You can't.
I mean,
yeah, you can't find someone if they're invisible.
Nope. All right, get spanking with a slipper or a broomstick?
Are you saying this is a preference?
Yeah.
None.
I mean, that's how it was. We're growing up, right? We had to choose our choose our weapon to get spanked with, right?
That's a horrible question.
Hey, it's the truth.
I don't know. That's like opting in to get lickings.
Yeah.
I'm not choosing that.
I mean,
None.
everybody does have their preference of the least pain, I guess, or the quickest pain.
Then the broomstick, the slipper just stings.
It
too long.
stings, exactly.
And it's more surface area. No.
Or if it's a Scotch slipper,
Yeah.
those thick ones.
It's heavy. Yeah.
Nowadays, the kids nowadays, they have it easy because they can just get Crocs. Crocs is like nothing.
I don't even think they get hit anymore. I think they just
Probably
turn off
not.
the Wi-Fi.
No, because 911 gets called and then that's it. We don't get
Right?
911 calls back then.
Turn off the Wi-Fi though. I feel like that's
Yeah.
their
Tablet
punishment,
time. That's what they call it. Tablet time.
away their phone.
Yes. All right, let's move on. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
I'd say dinner.
All right, a couple more questions. So, would you rather visit Paris or Japan?
Japan. It's actually one of my dreams to go to Japan. I did one of my final projects for a class was making like a tour guide to Japan, and so
Nice.
I got to like do research, and through that I'm like I have like my top 10 places I want to go
Japan is number
in
one.
Japan. No, like in Japan, like places to
Oh,
eat,
in
places
Japan.
to
Gotcha.
go
got
and
you.
like visit.
You literally
Yeah.
made a whole tour guide.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's all in English, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, last one. Would you rather miss Christmas for 1 year or your birthday for 1 year?
My birthday. I could never miss a Christmas.
That you're not wrong. But like I ask this question a lot to people, and then their reasoning is like, who cares about my birthday? I'm like, really? That's pretty significant. You know what I'm saying?
But I'd miss it for a year. But I couldn't miss a Christmas.
But for them to say that, like, you're right. No, you're not wrong. For the food, especially, seeing family,
Yep.
free presents.
Free things when you're an adult.
Oh, I mean, when you get older, you don't get much. So I guess enjoy it while you're young, right?
I mean,
kids?
think of it. How rare do you get presents for your birthday versus presents for Christmas?
I mean, it depends on situations, right? So if you're married without kids, you probably will get a present.
Okay, true.
If you have kids, you probably wouldn't. You probably just get a nice home cooked dinner, maybe a cake because the kids want cake, right? And if you're single and you're like my age, then yeah, you probably wouldn't. You know,
Present to yourself.
present to yourself, which
But-
is still a present, right? But well, that's all the questions. So yeah, what'd you think about that?
Yeah, they were fun.
It was pretty fun, right?
Yeah.
It's simple questions. You get to know like people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not like
That's like the icebreaker questions.
yeah, and it's not like it feels like you're getting interrogated. You know what I mean? It's just
Not really.
no, but like there are icebreaker questions that like feels like why are you asking me? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you guys wanted to answer some of those questions, go ahead and comment in down below. I think on Spotify you can comment now, so go ahead and comment. So we're gonna move on into what do you call it? We're gonna move on into Moani's life a little bit, right? So Moani, did I say thank? Oh, I said thank you for coming on. But yeah, why don't you do a short little introduction? Where you from? Where you grew up? What school you went? Yada yada, and where you are now.
Okay. My name is Moanike'ala Gerard. I am from Maui, and I actually moved away from the islands when I was 8 years old, and that was like my very first time leaving the islands and moving to the continental U.S. We don't like to say mainland, but I moved to South Carolina when I was 8, and I pretty much stayed there off and on, and basically to the point that I graduated high school. If any of you guys know or have been to South Carolina, I graduated in Piedmont, which is on the outskirts of Greenville, like between Greenville and Anderson.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna. I don't know where that. I'm just kidding.
And yeah, so after I graduated high school, I went to college for nursing. I went to a community college in Indiana for a single semester, and then I moved to Oahu and stayed there for about a year. And so I went to Honolulu Community College and continued my associates in nursing there. And
HCC.
I pretty much finished up my general education and took the NCLEX. Is it the NCLEX? No, I think that's once you're in nursing. I can't think of it. Only if you could Google
I can't
something.
think of it either.
So, anyways, it's like a pre-test to nursing. I'm sure everybody is like screaming it on their phones right now. Like it's this. Failed it, and then like COVID happened, and so I took a break from school for a year, and during that year, I picked up making stickers. At first, it started off with wanting to make candles, and so I was designing like my own candle like packaging, like the sticker that you put on the candle, and
is it those like tall skinny candles?
No, it's just like regular candles.
Oh, the short, not the like the religious ones that you
No, just like candles that smell like.
I don't know why I thought of those
or plumeria.
Right. I don't know why I thought of those religious ones, those tall skinny ones.
With like the King Kamehameha on top.
Yeah.
Instead of.
Man.
No, that's horrible. That's horrible. But
That's funny. My bad. I just had to, because I was like, candle. Oh, the tall skinny one.
No. So yeah, I like bought a printer and a cutting machine, the Cricut. I think it was like, I don't even know which Cricut it was. And so I started to teach myself how to draw on my iPad, and it actually, so the candle idea never ended up happening. I just stuck with making stickers. And so I don't know why or like what pushed me to do it, but I started videotaping myself making my stickers and like promoting myself on TikTok. And so I was gaining a lot of like followers and sales. I opened up an Etsy and was getting a lot of sales on Etsy. And so my sticker business became a really big thing. And so then I also wanted to like sell more things, as anybody would. And I got into making glass cups, sublimated tumblers, water bottles, and I ended up starting a small business called Makaniani Designs. And it was really just me like making stickers, cutting decals, from like anything for like a water bottle or for people's cars, trucks, laptops. And it honestly became my full-time thing. It was I was doing really good with it. But then I wanted something a little bit more meaningful. Like there's a lot of people now that you can find on social media that sell cups or stickers, and I started to see their pages kind of like more like pop up more. People started more businesses within like the sticker industry, and it became too saturated for my liking, at least. I felt like I was competing for like the same customers.
It definitely became saturated for sure.
Yeah. I mean it's still saturated, right. And there's still people doing it.
You know why? Because I've seen a bunch of her products and stuff. So if you guys hadn't seen, go check it out. I think the reason why it blew up is because a lot of the stickers that you had was either funny, relatable. A lot of it was relatable, actually, or it was something that was like, oh, I say that every day, or I eat musu bees all the time, like it's my favorite, or it just represents something bigger, right? Which is one thing, and then two, COVID, right? And so I think you said that like, oh, I don't know why you started videoing yourself, but it's probably because of COVID, right? You can't go outside, so what else can we do to promote it is put it on a video and post it, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you just rode the wave there, with something that was already attractable, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Going back to what you said about my stickers being funny and all that, in the beginning of me drawing things or like conceptualizing stickers that I wanted to draw. My very first punny is what we call it sticker was my only Mina sticker with a Mina bird on top. And I remember it was my girlfriend and my brother. We used to live in Kalihi, like in a apartment, all three of us. And I was like, oh, look at this new sticker I made. I just like, I made it. I thought of it myself. And I was like, it's only Mina, but there's a Mina bird. And I started like laughing. Yeah. And they're like, oh, okay. Like, I mean, what is this really? Yeah. And I'm like, it's like funny, right? It's like only Mina. Like I was trying to like make them understand like the pun behind it. They didn't understand it. I still released it on my Etsy and like made videos about it. And from there, people wanted more punny stickers. So now I have like my Try Wait, my Aloha Friday Vibe sticker, my Lickin' sticker. And so those are kind of like my...
Then you have like food stuff. I think it used to be, I think you had a Shave Ice, right?
Yeah.
And then the actual Shave Ice truck. I think you made one?
Or the Moanike'ala truck.
Moanike'ala truck. Man,
yeah.
I can't forget the Moanike'ala truck.
Yeah, and then I also went into the food, like the local foods, yeah. Yep. But, yeah, so I wanted something a little bit more meaningful and short story on, like, how I, like, why I, like, how I transferred from Makaniani Designs to Highness Hawaii. So Makaniani Designs is what I consider like my art page now. I just do customs for people, but I was back home on Maui for Thanksgiving back in like 2021, I think. And I was shopping in Maui Built, and actually I think they changed their name. It's like Maui Island Tropics or Maui Tropics, something like that. But it's a big, small clothing brand or clothing store on Maui. And I overheard like this older guy ask the lady at the register if they had like Hawaiian discount. Not Kama'aina discount,
Hawaiian discount.
But Hawaiian discount. And he was joking, but...
Oh, he was joking. I thought he was serious.
Well, like, serious, like seriously. But joking because he knew that wasn't a thing. But, like,
right.
You know, people...
And he was Hawaiian?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
You know, like, the wife had, like, freaking fat bangles. Like, the ones that are, like, fat plates.
Yeah.
Off her arm.
I don't know how people do that. Local. But so he was joking. He was, like, seriously joking, right?
Yes, yeah. That's like an oxymoron, but
yeah.
Seriously joking.
Right. New sticker.
Oh, seriously?
Seriously? Bro.
That's a good one. So yeah, he asked the girl if there was like Hawaiian discount because, you know, like I'm Hawaiian blood, but blah, 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 blah. And so like I literally turned to my girlfriend. I'm like, I want to start a clothing brand and offer Hawaiian discount. Like, that's legit. Like, that's a real question. Like, that's, like, serious. And so from there, I just felt like this, like, overwhelming, like, want to start something to represent the Hawaiian people and to perpetuate, like, the Hawaiian culture, to educate those about the Hawaiian monarchy, the Hawaiian history, and all of that.
And it's called Highness Hawaii.
Yes.
So, how did the name come about? Just real quick.
So I wanted like Royal Highness in the beginning, but that was trademarked. And so I kind of just kept like trying to chip away the name. So I just came up with Highness. And honestly, Hawaii is more of just like the part of my name that's just the locator. Because I'm not just Highness and, like, I'm, like,
so it's actually, like, legally just Highness. And then Hawaii is just location. So it could be Highness, Arizona.
Sure, but no.
No. So, okay.
I mean, I get where you're going, but no, it was more like it's a Hawaii brand.
Right.
Highness
Got
in,
you.
like, Hawaii. Like, there's Get Nuts Hawaii.
Get Nuts
So
Hawaii.
it's
Yeah,
Highness Hawaii.
it can be Pack Hawaii too. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I gotta get the everybody has Pack affiliated with Pac Sun or Pac-12 football. Like
Oh,
I've gotten
okay.
so much of those, but then like slowly I'm like, getting people to recognize the brand. I'm trying to, because Pac Sun is like not really much anymore. The Pac-12 don't
True.
exist anymore, but everybody remembers PAC as those, right? So
Yeah. True.
nobody, you're the first brand that I know, or a company that I know that have the word Highness in it. So I don't know any other brand. Is there any other brands with Highness in it?
Yeah, there's a lot. Like when I looked on the
Like super small, or probably at least in
they're
Hawaii.
probably not
Yeah,
super
at least in
big.
Hawaii, I haven't seen or heard, of Highness. So I thought it was a really cool name when I came across it. It
Well,
was
thank
pretty
you.
cool how, like, I know we never met in person, but it came up to my feed on Instagram. I think it was because it was like the locator thing, and because I'm in Arizona, so, and then like
That was
similar
probably one of my
interests.
ads. It worked.
Probably. I just saw like, oh, Highness Hawaii, oh, another Hawaii brand that's in Arizona. Cool, follow. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
So going back to, Highness Hawaii and wanting to do something meaningful, which is very similar to my story. I told you a little bit about that. The meaning or the message behind it is really emphasized on the Hawaiian heritage, correct?
Yes.
So with that, right, it kind of brings me to my next question. Where do you see yourself taking this company and how far?
I'm not sure.
Not sure.
Yeah, not sure right now. Because I still feel like I'm in the building stages,
Hmm.
even though it's been 4 years. And
Hey, I mean,
like,
don't, as long as you keep trying, right?
right,
if
exactly. One
if you
step in front of
stop,
the other.
right, exactly, one step in front of the other. But do you have any plans or goals that you would like, or you haven't really thought that far yet?
Well, so since I live in Arizona, I really like connecting to the diaspora here. And I think that the diaspora resonate more with my products than, well, I can't say that's like true, but that's maybe how I feel. That diaspora resonate more with my products than people in Hawaii do, because in Hawaii you are in the culture, you're on the island, you're around other people, your family, your friends, restaurants. I mean,
Right, right.
like you are living in Hawaii. It's different. So I I would like to kind of travel more. I enjoy doing pop ups around like Washington, Nevada, California, Arizona. So I want to continue doing that. I've thought about opening a storefront. It's just like, where would that be? Because there's diaspora everywhere.
Right.
So it's like Vegas, but I could see myself opening a storefront. And then I do medical aesthetics as well. And like having like a room in the back and like taking clients.
That's pretty cool. No, I mean, is I think that's pretty cool for sure. And it's a big dream to have a brick and mortar. You know what I mean? A
Yeah,
storefront. It's tough, obviously, because it's like another mortgage, really. If you
right.
think about it, right? Electricity, water, everything, right? Rental space of the actual building, and then if you're doing it, if it's a storefront in like a mall setting, I think there's like other fees attached to it. So,
Yep.
um, no, that's pretty cool. I have like similar goals and stuff, but going with you know uh, um, the message behind showcasing or showing the putting a spotlight on the Hawaiian heritage. Why is it important? Why is it important that Hawaiian people need to know their heritage, right? What, in your opinion, what would you say is the most important part of being Hawaiian?
I think as a Hawaiian, we all have a kuleana to uphold the heritage and the culture and to pass it down to our generations that come after us. And honestly, I think it's important. If you're not already like what they call a privileged Hawaiian, which is someone who is born into a family who's very active in the Hawaiian culture, that if you're not in a family that, like your parents like put you in hula and now you hula for the rest of your life, or if your family olalo Hawaii when you were a baby, so now you know how to olalo Hawaii as an adult. All of those things. I think it's important for someone who isn't privileged as a Hawaiian in that sort of way to research and teach yourself that knowledge.
So basically, the best part of being a Hawaiian or a Pacific Islander in general, right, is to know the culture, basically. Even if you didn't grow up in it and whatnot, like know the culture. That way, you can do your part by preserving it, by passing it down, because that's the only way it's going to stay alive, right? Is if the next generation knows where we came from, basically, and why we do things the way that we do things, right?
Yeah.
Let's go into a little bit of a hot take, just a little bit, and then if we run out of time, then maybe we can do like a part two, right? But the whole thing with Hawaii being taken illegally and occupied illegally and all that stuff, I'm adopting this question from Kamaka's podcast called Keep It Aloha. I think we talked about this a little bit, but he asked a question. I forget who the guest was, but he asked the question like, what was to happen if the U.S. just decided to deoccupy Hawaii and give everything back, basically, and go back to how it was before they was taken over, or however way you want to say it, in this day and age, right? So let me ask that same question to you. So what do you think might happen?
Honestly, I don't think Hawaii is ready for that. I don't think the people is ready for that. I don't think that we have. I acknowledge first that there are people in office today, and people who are trying to get into office, that support the Hawaiian movement. And I love seeing that. I love seeing the representation, but I don't think in this current moment that we're fully equipped to do that. Politically, economically, as far as like building a military of our own,
right,
and a governance of our own, I don't think we're even on the same page with that. So until that happens, I just really don't think we're ready for that.
Yeah, and I know it's not a popular answer what you just said, right? Because
I know.
yeah, it's I feel like not just Hawaiians, but I think a lot of islanders in general, we're very emotional people, right? And we're emotionally connected to each other and to our beliefs and traditions. So, with questions like that, it's hard to answer because it's kind of like slapping your face with reality. Like, can we really do that, right? Or because like if you look at other islands, they're still under governance of another big country. Right. They're not everybody's still, actually, I don't think anybody's independent anymore. Right. But I think it's hard because of how Hawaii did, get, what's the word? Taken over.
Yeah.
Overthrown, right? Or occupied, or however way you want to say it, right? I think how it happened, I think that's why it's such a tough subject. I'm sure other islands, went through similar things, but I feel like this whole story has been on a grander scale for a while now, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people have opinions, and at the end of the day, it's going to be opinions until we're ready, like
exactly.
You said.
And that's exactly what, like, how I think of it is like, I'm totally for Hawaii getting its independence at some point. But like you said, like the reality of it is like, okay, look at it for what it's at right now. Yeah, we're not ready for that.
I mean, just on one aspect, the military standpoint, we, like, as much as I don't want to say this, I mean, it's true. We don't have the numbers.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we are a minority. I think one of my other guests said this before. We're a minority in a minority.
Right.
So, and I never really understood that until she brought it up, but it's true. Like, we're we're big in culture but small in numbers, if
Right.
that makes sense,
Yeah.
right? And so, if each island was to try to get independence back, I don't think any of the islands are ready, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I think Hawaii would still be united, and like all the islands will still be
Right,
one, like how it is now.
right.
But I think like its independence away from a government, like what would our government be? Like a monarchy again?
Yeah,
And
right.
then where are they right now that are
Yeah,
upholding and trying to reestablish a monarchy? And if
yeah,
it's not a monarchy, then what is it?
yeah.
And where are those people that are, like if I don't know, that's stepping on people's
Yeah,
toes.
yeah,
But
exactly, right. I know. I was looking at the some of the comments off of a clip from that, Keep It a Low podcast. They talked about this, and it was like 50-50. A lot of people was, yeah, let's do it, which is how a lot of people were for a while, and a lot of people are asking the tough questions like, are we ready? We're not ready, or who's to say that if U.S. deoccupies, who's to say that Russia don't come in and just may do it in even a worse way, or North Korea. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Like
we will never know.
we never know. But then,
But
like if you kind of think about it, yes, how America did it or U.S. did it, it was really shady, obviously.
mhm.
But they might even do it worse. The other countries, especially nowadays with better technology, with weaponry and AI, like
Yeah,
it might be worse. Who knows, right?
right.
So, and then yeah, man, that's a topic for sure. So,
For sure.
um, I guess building along with that, let me ask you one more question before I know we're running out of time. With preserving the Hawaiian heritage or just culture in general, like how do you balance that? Um, balance that with the modern lifestyle nowadays because it's totally different now than how it was back then. You know what I'm saying?
I think in every community in this entire world is is adapting to technology. So it's not like we should go back to like wearing loincloth and you know such
Right,
things
right,
of
right.
like back in the day. Um, I That's pretty much my answer.
Yeah. All we can do is roll with the punches, like what we like to
Hmm.
say, right?
Yeah,
So whatever life brings, whether it be technology, whatever, right? Just keep moving with life, but also remember our heritage by passing it down, by telling those stories, right?
right.
Writing it down and making a book that a lot of authors, Hawaiian or Native Hawaiian or Islander authors are doing. They're making these kids books now where it does teach these heritage, the cultures, traditions, everything, which is a simple task, but that's something that we can do with this, moving forward, right?
Yeah.
So, and then even through stickers, through clothing brand, like it's all those kind of things that.
What's nice is that a lot of us are using social media now,
Hmm.
and social media is allowing us to reach the mass as
Yeah,
far as like the Hawaiian culture and even like diaspora,
yeah. I think
Pacific Islanders in general.
no, I think it's perfect that using social media because it, like you said, it exposes us to the mass.
Hmm.
I think social media is the only thing that you could put something on there and it's literally global. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or the kids like to say viral or whatever, right? That's the word, right? But it's literally global because every country, most countries has that TikTok or has Instagram, whatever. So I know we're running out of time, so I just wanted to say thank you for coming out. Thank you for being on the show. I'm sure a lot of people that
Thank
have been
you.
listening, right, has really enjoyed some of your answers. I think we have to come back for a part two. So
Okay, for sure.
yeah, you have
Definitely do
any closing quotes before we say goodbye?
that. For anybody who's wanting to start a business, go for it. And if you need to ask someone for help, ask the closest person or ask someone who's already in the industry. You definitely don't want to share your ideas with somebody who's going to close your mind to starting a business.
Right. So With that, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time. Hey, remember to be uniquely yourself because that's the best thing you can do. Make sure you treat others the way that you want to be treated. The golden rule. Again, this is the podcast of Pacific Ave Company. Check out our websites. Where can they find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at Highness Hawaii.
Highness Hawaii. Go ahead and follow, buy some merch, and hey, check out the bomber jackets. We are out.